The three biggest Instagram hacks that I know. I was born for this. Actually, I wasn't. I was born for this show. I was born to make these daily pods, but I was not born for IG. Here's the preface. This is the preface. Many years ago, let me actually just set the scene. I like setting the scene. Sitting up at the top of this apartment, which I've been talking about, and it's snowing. There's snow out here, and it's midnight 20. I'm always saying I want to make these earlier. It's midnight 20. The clouds over the houses in front of me are wild over these rooftops. Very few people are awake. Most of the lights are off. The clouds are wild. The snow is beautiful and soft and slow. So it's just an amazing night. So here's a preface. That was me setting the scene of just me sitting here recording this for y'all. That's the scene. Preface. Many years ago, I was using IG. Just when we would have our own projects, I would create an Instagram account for our projects. But I was doing it because it felt like something that I had to do, not because I understood how powerful the channel of Instagram is. And now, after this past, honestly, only this past couple of months, I understand how good of a channel Instagram is and can be for marketing and getting customers. And I've had deals start and close through Instagram. I've had huge stars reach out to me on Instagram. They discovered me on Instagram. I've had huge people, not even just stars, just important people discover and reach out to me on Instagram. I've seen Instagram completely social proof me. And so now I actually get the appeal of this channel. I was a ghost. I was thinking about this today. It's crazy. I started basically social media November 1st last year. Not basically, that's the date that I started. Before then, I was a ghost on social media. I had completely archived all the pictures on my other IG, which was just a personal IG. I didn't have any TikTok. I barely posted on Twitter, now on X. And IG was just me and my friends and people that I was meeting. And then when I started making videos every day on TikTok, I said, well, if I'm going to put all this effort into TikTok, my videos should at least come out on every other platform. I wish I knew an automated way to do this, and I found reusevideo.com. I talk about them a lot. So now my whenever I make a TikTok, it comes out on every platform without the TikTok watermark, and one of those platforms is Instagram Reels. But I only grew on Instagram after 4 to 5 months of my TikToks automatically coming out every day. Every day they came out on IG automatically, but it was only 4 to 5 months before I really grew. And I had one video get 167,000 views, which at the time for me was a lot. And that got me 2,000 followers. That took 4 to 5 months. And then it was another 5 to 6 months later before I started growing consistently. Now I'm growing consistently. And this growth that's happening recently, it happened. So this episode is the 3 big Instagram hacks that I know. And it really is, these are amazing hacks. I wish I knew these things sooner. I really wish I knew these things sooner, because I would have grown a lot faster had I known this. And many people don't know this too. Tons of people want to grow on Instagram. People don't know this. I go, like, when I do stuff, I go so hard. I get obsessive. I get nerdy. I try to find the hacks. I try to figure out how everything works. I try to figure out how the algorithms work. I try to figure out just everything about the tools. What if I do this? What if I do this? What if I change this SIM card out? Like, it's that crazy. Like, I know how TikTok works with different SIM cards, for example. I know what happens on Instagram if you change this setting to this setting. And so I've discovered some crazy things just going hard over the last year. So the first 2 things that I'm going to give on this episode, the first 2 hacks, are what caused me to grow consistently over the last, I guess now, like 2 months. I think it's around 2 months, maybe 3, but I think 2. And then the third thing is just amazing for creating top of mind awareness and for community building. So the first thing, if you want to take Instagram seriously as a channel, you should be putting out reels. Instagram reels are amazing. But if you have an existing audience and you don't know how to make reels and you don't know how to make mobile content, you can keep it so that your existing audience doesn't really see your reels unless they are a user of the purely reels section. Because what happens is, like, Instagram has a reels section that works just like TikTok, where you scroll up through different reels. And then reels also appear in the discover section. People don't know this. You can make it so that your reels come out only to those two sections and not onto your profile grid, not onto the timeline for your existing followers to see. So you can, if I knew this, I actually don't know if I would have created my new Instagram account. I think I would have just had everything happen on my first account. I would have just used a first account. The reason I started the new account was because I didn't want my existing followers to see me making these terrible videos, because when I started on TikTok, my videos were really bad. I only knew how to post them to the profile grid using reusevideo.com. Reusevideo.com has a setting that makes it so they go to reels only. And I didn't know that. And it took me months before I learned that you can manually upload a reel. If you're not posting on TikTok and you just want to start on IG, you can do that too. And I didn't realize how to actually manually do that onto TikTok. So the way that you do it, it's a little bit complicated. You put your reel up. You can add music or add whatever you want. Put all the settings, the place, the description, the hashtags, all that stuff. You put your reel up, and then you save it as a draft. And then you have to go to your Reels tab on your profile and click on that. Click on that reel. And then the option to post to reels only comes up. So there's a box that you toggle off, share to profile grid, and then you toggle that off. So that means it'll now come out to reels only, and your existing followers are not going to see it unless they're like a user of reels. Most people are not. If I have a video get 1,000 views, maybe 11 of those will be from my existing followers. So there's very little risk of your existing followers seeing you learning this medium. That's something that I didn't know. It's very powerful. If I had known that from the start, I wouldn't have created this second account, which has now become my main account. I could have just used my existing account. And this has other benefits as well. It actually works with number 2. It helps me grow because it often exposes your reels to a lot of new people. You get exposed to a lot of people who don't know your content, who are not following you. And so I have this trick that I learned. I've shared this one before. I met a reader of my newsletter, edwardsturm.com/newsletter. It's my weekly growth hacking newsletter. And I met a reader, and he does Instagram accounts. He runs Instagram accounts for famous athletes. And I said, what's the number one thing that you do? And he's like, I repost content that is performing well. And he just reposts and reposts and reposts. And so I took my top videos, and I only tried this in the last couple of months, and this caused me to grow basically from 2,800 followers to now I'm at 12.1 thousand, all in the last 2 months. And I just started taking my best performing TikToks, and I have a special method that I do. Reusevideo.com saves my TikToks automatically without the watermark onto Google Drive. If you don't want to use this tool, you can just, there are tools out there that you can Google, like save TikTok to MP4 without the watermark, and you can do that if you're not posting every day on TikTok, though, or on Reels, whatever. But you want to actually take the video and upload it to Google Drive and then download it from Google Drive, and that will clear the metadata. It'll say that the video originated from Google Drive, not that it originated from TikTok or not that it originated from IG. It'll say that it originated from Google Drive. Give it also a different file name each time. Put it onto IG, then give it a slightly new description, change the hashtags around, make a cover for it, add a place, put a place in it. This is what I do. And then post it to Reels only. Don't post it on the profile grid. And so the trick is you can take videos that have gone viral before on TikTok and just make them go viral ad nauseum over and over and over again on Instagram and just grow consistently. It's a huge hack. I say this a lot. People think when you make one viral video, it only goes viral once. With this hack, it's evergreen. It is crazy. It is crazy. It is evergreen. A viral video goes viral forever. I mean, what the F? That's just so I didn't know that until the last couple of months. And now it's like if you hit the viral jackpot, this is an asset that you can use forever on IG. So it's wild. Number 3, the last thing, and this is, like I said, this is really good for building top of mind awareness and for community building. Post to stories, but post every day on stories with something consistent, like a daily themed story, maybe with a message. I'll just tell you what I do as an example. Every day, I don't do this for this purpose. Actually, I started doing this accidentally because I thought it would be cool, but then I discovered how good it was. Every day when I wake up, I take a picture of something nice around me, or it could be a video. Maybe it's a beautiful rooftop. Maybe it's a beautiful view of Manhattan when I spent the last several months living back where I'm from in New York City. Now I'm in Europe, and I'm taking incredible pictures of architecture or rivers or trams, and I take them in the morning when I go for a morning walk, or I go onto my balcony, I take a picture, I open my window, I take a picture, something pretty. And then I write over it, today is going to be a great day. I write that as a morning affirmation really for myself, and a lot of other people love it. It's positive, it's nice, it has a cool, beautiful image in the background, and every day I post this. Honestly, if you want, you could just steal this. I won't be mad. The affirmation is good for anybody. The reason why it's good, aside from it just mentally being healthy, is people build a habit at looking. This sounds crazy. People build a habit of looking at my morning story. And if I don't post one, people notice. I've been late posting ones. Like one time, I think I posted at noon when I was in New York. And people are like, is it going to be a great day today? Is the story coming? People notice. People build a habit around it, just in the same way that people build a habit around seeing my daily TikToks or listening to the daily podcast. People build habits around media, but also people like this, and they see me having this new story every day, and it keeps me top of mind. Something very important. When you don't post, it's easy for people to forget about you. Attention spans are short these days. This is an easy thing that you don't have to think about much, so that you can post every day and keep your brand top of mind. And by having it be themed and something that you do every day with the same theme, it helps build community. It's quite powerful. And if you do a positive message, it can just be mentally healthy as well. But this isn't a mental health podcast, it's a marketing podcast. I think it's a great thing to do. This is episode 143 of The Edward Show. The raw recording of this is 16 minutes and 40 seconds. Interested to see how much I will edit it down to. So now I'm gonna hit the edit, and I wanna say something to all of you. Actually, I wanna say something to all of you. I wanna say thank you. Thank you all so much for listening. And you know what I'm gonna say. I will talk to all of you again. When am I gonna do it? When am I gonna talk to all of you? Tomorrow. Bye now.